Video. This is the Rope Masters Videokast, your source for the best in rope skipping instruction. Hosted by world champion Peter Nestler.
For this episode of the Videokast, we are in Minnesota. I'm actually about the end of my school tour for this year, and we had a little bit of time here, so we thought we'd do a Videokast. Beautiful auditorium. We just finished doing an assembly for the elementary school here. But anyway, this episode of the Videokast, we're going to be doing some backward jumping skills. For the JV, we're going to be doing a backward EB cross with a jump, where you're not having the rope go over your head. You'll have to kind of see it to kind of understand what I'm talking about, but it's a fantastic trick to learn, adds a little bit of variety, and I think it looks a lot better than just a regular backward EB. And then we're going to take that same motion that you have to learn to do with your wrists, and we're going to translate that into an advanced skill with a backward side swing crisscross into an EB.
JV skill.
For the JV skill, we're going to be doing a backward EB cross with a jump. I don't really know how to describe it except to show you. What it's going to look like when we're done is like this. Now, the difference between this and a regular backward EB is that a normal backward EB, you would jump it. See if I haven't done it in a while. It goes over your head and you jump it this way. Up, around, jump, up, around. And this one, you'll notice that the rope, I'm always jumping it, the rope's always moving, so it looks a little bit better, I think, from a trick standpoint. I actually find I use this trick all the time in my routines because it works really well with 360s, with turns, and as far as just a trick that looks kind of cool when you go. So what we're going to do here to start with is you want to make sure you can do your backward EB cross really well so you can jump it and continue jumping it. You need to make sure you can do it on both sides so you can get up, around, have the rope go over your head. Now, the difference between that and what we're doing here is when I jump it, usually I'll start jumping backwards. I'm going to bring my hands to the side. I'm going to jump it here. And when I jump it, I'm going to go here. And instead of letting the rope go up over my head, what I'm going to do is when I jump it, I'm going to bring my hand out. So this rope's going to come out. I'm going to bring this hand out, and I'm going to just jump it backwards again right away. So what we're going to do again, it goes up. I go jump and jump. So you'll notice the rope never goes over my head. It kind of goes to the side, swings up to the side, and then I open up and jump again. So once again, it comes up. So I jump here, like jump, jump, and then I'm out. And then we do it to the other side. Same thing, jump, jump. So when you're doing it, the rope never actually goes over your head. And if you go from side to side, you notice what I'm doing. The rope never actually clears my head. It just goes from a side, jump, around, side to side. And the trick here is really just all in your wrists. So when you're going backwards, when I jump it here, I'm going to use this wrist here to kind of twist back under. I'm not going to do a huge arm motion. I'm going to let my wrist control the rope. And this, a lot of the tricks you do backwards, especially if you're going to do multiple unders backward, where you're doing an EB with a multiple under, you have to have this motion down really well to make it work really smoothly. So this is a good thing to learn how to do in the first place anyway, just because it will translate into other tricks later on. But you want to make sure you get it really good in control with your wrists and allow your wrists to do all the works. So when I go this way, I go up. This hand, once I get a little better at it, I'm not going to bring it up real high. I'm going to keep it real low to my body and then bring it back under. So this wrist is going to come up here, and I'm just going to swing it right back under. And then when I go to this side, here, and then swing it back under. So you'll notice when I go a little bit slower here, and then when we speed it up, I allow my wrists and just the weight and the motion of the rope to continue it moving. So that's how that looks, and I'm going to turn around and show it to you from the back. So I'm jumping here. Same thing at full speed, at slow speed, here. And then with a 360, if I were to do a 360, one more time, around. So it really does translate into a lot of other tricks, and I think it looks really good with 360 instead of a regular 360 being here where you turn and jump. This one, keeps the rope moving, adds a little bit more interest to it while you're doing the trick. So that's how you do the backward EB cross the
Varsity skill.
For the varsity skill, we're going to kind of go off of the JV skill where we're doing the EB, backward EB, with a jump in between here. And we're now going to translate that into an advanced trick using the same kind of motion coming out at the end. So what it's going to be is we're going to do a backward side swing crisscross into a backward EB. It's a quadruple under. Walking through it on the ground, I'm going to go side swing, cross, behind the back, and out, all in one jump. So once again, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all in one jump. And what it looks like in the air is that there when we do it at full speed. But let's walk through how we're going to do this. Now, first of all, you want to make sure you practice that backward EB where you can go into this, where you feel really comfortable with it. Because if you can't do that really comfortably on the ground, when you try to do this trick in the air, you're going to be moving your arms all over the place and be really hard to get out of it. So it's all in your wrist to get that rope under you for the final jump. So what we're going to do, you can start off backward side swing crisscross, just like always. It's just going to go side and jump. And what you're going to do is pick whatever side you go to with the cross. You're going to go to the opposite side for the EB. Just like if you're doing it forward, the same thing backwards, but we're going to go, if I go side swing cross, bringing my left hand underneath here, I'm going to come up, jump. The hand that's on top, in this case my right hand, is going to go behind my back. I'm going to go into a backward EB, jump, and then I'm going to swing this hand, wrist out, under, and then jump. And once again on the ground, if we go through it a little bit slower, it goes up, around, jump, behind the back, and then out. And if I were doing it on the other side, if I bring my right hand underneath, here I'm bringing my left arm behind my back, and then out. So you'll want to work through that, do it kind of comfortably on the ground. You should be able to walk through it pretty easily to both sides. Sides and cross, behind the back and out. And out, and do that a few times on both sides, get the feel for it. And once you're ready to do it in the air, some of these tricks, it's easier to break them down into 2 steps where you do them in double unders before you try the quad. So if you do that, go there, and out, and kind of get the feel for it. And doing that second double under there with the EB and out will get you kind of the feel for what you're going to have to do. Because if you can't get that very comfortably in a double under, it's going to be, once again, really hard to do in a quad. So do it in a double, up and around, and do it on both sides. And once again, being consistent, being able to do tricks on both sides adds a lot of balance and gives you the opportunity, say if you're doing a pairs routine, where if one person can only do it on one side, you can work with anybody because you can do it to both sides. So once again, in the air, be jumping and around. And then my right hand side to back, left hand behind my back is a little bit uglier, but I can do it. It goes up and around. And I kind of missed at the end there, so we'll do it once more. Whoops. One more time. And out, kind of an ugly landing, but that happens sometimes. So once again, just work on, we go up for the jump, up 1, 2, 3, and 4, bring that arm back out, all in the wrist. If you get your wrists moving really quickly, you don't have to jump real high, and just let your hands do a lot of the control. And learning to do these tricks backward teaches you a lot of control with the rope, which I think is a very important thing to do in jump rope.
For more information, check out www.jumprm.com.